Game on! Welcome to another episode of Two Ales and Hockey Tales with Wally. And today I am so excited to have on again, finally, a 26-year-old from Reading, England. Came up as a puppy with the Bracknell Stingers and Drones before spending his junior days in Sweden for 4 seasons and captained Team GB in the under 18s and under 20s. Since 1819, he has found a home with my Cardiff Devils and seems on his way to his own testimonial and has been one of the captains for the past 4 seasons. And he's only 26, folks. He has become a staple with the Disney movie that is Team GB, and this past season won gold with Great Britain and a Continental Cup with our Devils. But perhaps he has the biggest game of the season coming up June 14th for the Goats Testimonial in Cardiff, Wales. Welcome back, Samuel Duggan.
Thanks for having me again, Wally. It's a
Hey,
pleasure.
thanks for squeezing me in on this busy day. Hey, we don't have much time.
Yeah, that's it. I got a lot planned today.
So do I. It's already been a full day. Good Lord. So, next week it is.
The time has come.
Gonna celebrate our goat, eh?
I know. I can't wait.
Oh my gosh.
As you said, it's the biggest game of our career coming up.
I would agree. And you know what? Conditioning's still going to be a factor.
How much spray paint have you gone through already?
I actually was just in a meeting with my CEO and he gave me a bunch of things to do. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to Cardiff next Wednesday too. And he's like, oh, dear Lord. He's like, are you going to keep your top on this time? Do we have to pull out the pictures from last time when you're in the crowd topless?
Oh, good stuff.
It's nice when in the real world they know who you are and you can be yourself, eh? I don't get topless at work though.
You should.
But I have no
We
spray
should.
paint yet.
Speaking of Marty, me and him have that conversation all the time where we need to bring the locker room to the office. I think when we're done, I think we're gonna, one day when he's done playing, he's really gonna make it his thing to bring the locker room to the office. So that means showers.
Oh, you're showering with your work colleagues?
Well, yeah. I mean,
how are you gonna get to know each other?
I don't know how it will go. This is the thing. I don't know how it would go down with HR.
I don't think it would go down.
Bagels, coffee on tap.
No work to do. Just sit around and eat bagels and drink coffee before you do the work.
Yeah, just fun.
Yeah, I try to make it like a hockey team, my team. I have a team and they have my back and they'll work pretty well anytime. And they're good teammates to have. And you know what? Hockey is a big part of building that culture, you know?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So when we get to Chippy Lane, which will happen, I plan on attending every evening I'm in Cardiff, just to see the sights. What will you order?
Oh,
big decisions, eh?
I'm pretty hit and miss when it comes to Chippy Lane.
Oh, you're all over the place, eh?
Yeah, I'm all over the place. I like to dip my toe into about everything.
Oh. Nothing wrong with that.
If it's early enough, which chances are it won't be, I'd do a Five Guys, but that's boring. Let's get into the greasy stuff.
Yeah, that's like daytime eating. That ain't Chippy Lane.
No, Rotana is up there for me. I think.
What goes on at Rotana? I don't think I know that one.
You'll find out. You'll find out.
I probably will.
Yeah, we had, they're not against clothes coming off, t-shirts coming off.
Okay.
Which
Chippy Lane, you never know what's going to happen, really.
Exactly. You don't know.
I'm just there for people watching. I'll be well behaved like usual.
Yeah, absolutely. As we all will be. But yeah, I'd say that would probably be my go-to. I don't know. We used to go to Fellas a lot.
Oh, right. Yeah. And the other one's Dorothy's, right?
Dorothy's, yeah, but it's a little out of my wheelhouse. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, I'd say Rotana or Fellas would be my two.
Have you ever thought, I thought of this last time I was at Chippy Lane. Have you ever thought about your job as being one of the people that cook at Chippy Lane? Because it's hot in there. There's drunk people everywhere, or just people in one. And it's nonstop action from, whatever time until 3 in the morning. Like
Yeah,
they really work their asses off to provide the Chippy Lane experience, don't they?
I know. It's yeah, you're surrounded by greatness when you're down when you're down that lane.
You're right. And
Yeah.
last time I was there, I was with Neil Francis and
Hmm.
also with Pistol Pete Russell,
Yep.
who's no longer the coach, but did win another gold medal this season with Team GB. And we
Yep.
stood around crushing our kebabs and just people watching. There's a guy walked by that had shot himself. It's fun
Yep.
every time.
Yeah, that's it's definitely a form of entertainment in its own. You don't know if you're going to get attacked by a seagull or get a half-eaten doner wrap thrown at you, or
Right.
it's yeah, it's quite the time.
Like when Trevor Hendricks once, it's like it was something.
Yeah.
The Thursday night when I got back, we went to Chippy Lane. Not everybody was in town yet, but he dropped his whole what's it, chicken for chips and the curry chicken or whatever it is. Uh,
Yeah.
butter chicken, that's what they call it.
Yeah.
He dumped his whole container on the ground, face down, and I thought that was it. We're moving on. But no, he got his big paw, picked it right up, put it back in the container, and just started mucking it up. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
I, I
That
was
sounds
proud
about
of him,
right.
but disgusted. That's
Yeah.
that's past my line. I'm a better person than that.
Yeah, I'm sure you are.
Have this roster though for this testimonial. Do you know how to get my juices flowing? It's to build a roster of dudes like this.
Yes, absolutely. There's a lot of gems coming over.
There's only like 4 or 5 guys that I haven't had on the podcast in this roster, and
Yeah.
they are Joey Haddad, who for some reason loves to talk, but not to me on the podcast. Chris Jones, who's a little bit too shy for me. That's fine, Chris. We'll get there someday. And then Joey's two brothers. One, I played in the Sutherland Cup finals growing up and beat him. Sorry, JJ. And then the other one, his nephew, just played against me in the All Ontarios, and he was wearing 88 Martin, the nephew. It was pretty cool.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good stuff. I mean, I'm sure you would. I don't know. A JJ and Joey podcast sounds pretty electric.
That would, eh? Building up the anticipation for the GOAT's
Yeah,
testimonial.
that's what we have to do. We have to
Hmm.
get. I mean, I
The,
don't think he needs any help selling tickets, but
no, I don't think he does.
this is just for us. This is just for me
Yeah,
and you.
just to get to know the GOAT a little better.
Yeah.
JJ was also there. Well, I guess it was Wally night, but like when I spray painted myself as his brother, and got topless in the crowd. I think JJ really appreciated it.
Yeah, I'm sure he did. He
Yeah,
gets it.
right. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I think it's neat that these testimonials, it seems like a lot of the same guys go to each one. And I'm flying out of Toronto with Hoth and Benty exactly the same as I did 2 years ago.
And how did that end up?
Really good.
Yeah.
Tiring
Yeah.
weekend. We got back
No,
though.
I think it's such
Benty's
a
car was stolen when we got back to the airport. Actually, when we got back to Toronto, Benty's car was stolen.
that's good stuff.
Yeah.
No, I'm excited to see those boys again. I think like Benty, Haddad, Dicko, I never actually got the chance to play with Hoth, but I'd known him. Oh, I've met him a few times, and yeah, I mean, there's too many names to remember. Like,
I know.
even Jards, McNamee. Haven't seen McNamee since he left that COVID year. Obviously, I've been following along with his music
Singing.
career and keep in touch with him. But yeah, it's going to be so good to see all these guys.
Oh, it's gonna, yeah. These testimonials, I tell you, I think it's really neat that the Cardiff Devils have so much loyalty with players and players want to play there so bad that there's nearly a testimonial every season.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah,
Wouldn't
it's good stuff though. I can't wait.
wouldn't Bouncy be up for one
I
about
think
next?
Bouncy is like next season, end of next season. I might be wrong in saying that, but I'm pretty sure. Pretty
I
sure that's the
I always
case.
say winning makes you brothers for life, and I think it's really neat that I'm getting invited back a decade later. And all these other guys that won after I left are the guys that Joey's bringing back,
Hmm.
like Jards and Benty. They grew up together. But I had a really neat last weekend that I should tell you about.
Go ahead.
One on all Ontario's with my under 13 boys with my son the last 2 years, but the one from the first year, they were all a year older than Colby because he was a first year out of the 2 years. And those boys took it upon themselves they wanted to play hockey together one more time so badly because they were on 4 different teams next year. They organized a spring hockey tournament. They named themselves TAT Elite, which is TAHT for Two Ales and Hockey Tails. And then they went out there. They got their jerseys made, socks made with their names and numbers on the back, and we went in a tournament with under 14 boys with Two Ales and Hockey Tails jerseys and had a weekend.
So
It was really cool for the coach
that's
because
unbelievable.
I didn't plan any of it. I just had to show up and coach. And the
There
other
you go.
coach, yeah, and they took care of everything. And we stayed
Oh,
in a
that's unreal.
hotel. All the boys got back together. It was like having a reunion, you know?
Congrats on the win, Wally,
Well,
and the boys.
we didn't win this weekend. We actually lost
Oh, you
in
didn't win. Sorry.
we won 2 years ago all Ontario, but that was well, we went in a double A tournament this weekend, lost in the
But it was
finals.
against older kids.
Nah, the couple first years, my son and another kid played up in age, and it was
No,
contact. It's way different, man, watching these kids get into contact, dude. It is
I
something
bet.
else. There
I
is
bet.
some of the biggest body checks you see in hockey happening.
Yeah. Yeah,
They
I can
they
imagine.
love crushing each other.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no fear of getting hurt, probably.
And some kids have gone through puberty and some haven't, and they're like
Yeah.
half the size. And then there's a kid out there with like a mustache.
That's good
um,
stuff. That's
so
awesome.
it is awesome. So what if you were telling me as a tourist coming to Cardiff for the weekend, what do I need to do this weekend when I come back to Joey's testimonial?
Come to Joey's testimonial. If
Right.
you were a tourist,
You need to be there. Is it sold out yet?
it should be. I mean, I know he was doing very well with ticket sales. I think they're going. The ones that are left are going pretty quickly. So if you're listening to this and haven't haven't got your ticket yet, then don't be disappointed if you miss out because they're going quick.
Can I tell you a secret about how I'm getting there? Well, life's expensive and
Yeah,
kids are expensive, minor hockey's expensive, and a trip to
yeah,
Cardiff is, it's not cheap.
expensive. Yeah, yeah.
Well, it's a good thing I started the podcast because I did 3 raffles of Two Ales and Hockey Tails jerseys. I had a Martin 88, a Walton 18, and then I did a Richie 17.
Yep.
And I always say it takes everyone to win. We sold enough raffle tickets to get me to Cardiff and also sponsored the hotel for a night for a couple of the boys. And
Unreal.
a little bit of money was left over that Joey's going to give me some spending money. So maybe I can buy around this time because I couldn't
There you
last
go.
time,
Yeah, yeah. I'll be waiting for my pint.
I should be able to provide it this time.
I love it. I love it.
And
That's
then
good
there's
stuff.
a Devils fan, Sam Goodman, whose wife needs life-saving
Yeah.
surgery, and they're raising money for her. And I did a raffle for him and just sent him the money. And I think it's neat that I have this platform that I can help people stuff. And we just did a golf tournament in town. I had 109 golfers show up of my hockey family and friends, and we raised $5,000 for the hospital in town. So that was fun.
Wow.
Good
That's
day.
awesome. Good
Yeah.
job.
Yeah. Well,
That's unreal, Wally.
it was a lot of organizing, but it was a reason to get all my hockey family back together for a day.
Absolutely. Absolutely. No, that's awesome that you've got this, the opportunity to do that stuff to help people that need it. It's huge.
Anyways, moving on. You guys, I guess I don't know who's been announced as signed or who actually has signed. I stay out of that. I just talk.
Hmm.
But the Devils have a new coach again, eh?
They do. They do.
Since Lordo, it's been a bit of a revolving door around there.
Yeah. Yeah. It's tough. I think it's they're trying to find the right recipe that works for the organization, and Todd and everyone involved will work tirelessly to do that. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, that's people just have to have trust in that, and I'm
Well,
sure
this
it'll
the
work
new
out.
fella Thompson, well, I guess he wasn't there the first year I was in Cardiff, but he was in Sheffield the second year and they won the league. So he has quite the track record in that league. So
Absolutely, absolutely. I think Cardiff Devils fans should be very excited. I think it's going to be a great thing for the club.
I agree. Yeah, let's be curious to see who's all on the roster. I had a fan write to me saying, "Don't you hate how they just drip out the roster like once a week all summer?" She's like, "I just want to know the team." And I'm like, "Yeah, but they're building up anticipation." But as a player, when I was signed for the next season and I wasn't allowed to tell anybody, I'm a talker, Sam, you know? I want to tell people. I don't want to hold it in.
Yeah, exactly. I know. It's funny.
What are you gonna do? Okay, so who'd you play with this year? Who are your line mates?
I was with Benny D and uh, Bubba Riley Brandt for majority of the season. Played with a few different guys through. We had tons of injuries. It was crazy. There was probably 5-6 week period where we were down to 9 forwards. So
Really? That's
yeah,
old
kind of
school.
kind of
You
felt
guys
like a,
have to be in shape like I was as a pro.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, no, it was a season to remember for sure. There was some crazy things that happened, around injuries and stuff, and we'd get one guy back, and then two guys would go down. It was wild, but again, what they always do so well here is we had a great group of individuals, and we did pull together in those times. It just I think the injuries and everything like that did catch up with us towards the end, and
Well, injuries would
um,
catch up to a team over a season when you're playing for the league title when every game's
exactly, and
game seven.
that's the thing. The big one is we went to the cup final, lost out to Belfast, who were a great team this year, and then won the Continental Cup, which was awesome. We were at full strength at that point of the season, so that was nice. And then yeah, the league kind of slipped away from us, unfortunately, and then playoffs went how playoffs went. So
Well,
that whole
have I
that
talked?
whole
I don't know if I've talked to anybody from Cardiff since that playoff final because obviously I try to keep up with what's going on. But you
yeah.
guys went to overtime after coming back, and then
Mm-hmm.
both teams scored a goal that was disallowed, and like everybody had thrown their gloves and helmets on the ice, like we just won the championship, and then it was
Yeah,
taken back.
yeah. So it was crazy, like you said. I mean, we weren't. We struggled against Nottingham this year, and they were a very good team. Going into Nottingham, playing Nottingham in a final is always going to be tough. So they came out pretty buzzing, and yeah, before we knew it, it was 3 goals down, and it was okay. We got a mountain to climb, and I think it was 3-0 going into the third, and there was maybe 14, 15 minutes left, and we chipped away and kind of took over the game for the rest of the period, brought it back to 3-3. So that was like the first like emotional high.
Yeah.
We take a penalty right at the end of regulation, goes to overtime. They score on the PP. Well, score,
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
in quotation, and they celebrate the whole team. The bench clears and gloves everywhere. We think we've lost. Goes to review. They come out, call it off. So we're like,
Was it
oh,
like goalie interference or offside?
I think it was called for a kick.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm not going to comment on any of the
The
you know
officiating.
or the decisions that were made. That's not my place. But yeah, so that was for a kick, and then I don't know what sort of timeline. But now we're on the bench, and it's like we've come back from 3-0,
Now we got another chance.
and yeah, well, they've scored, they've disallowed it. We like it's this is it's meant to be. Like we're winning this thing. So then I don't know, probably 10 minutes later, same kind of thing happens. One of our defensemen goes to the net, gets put to the net, comes off like his shorts, goes in the back of the net, and we obviously see the puck go in, the ref signals goal, and our bench clears. Everyone goes crazy,
Party
and like
time.
literally, there are guys like almost in tears, like in
Right.
the huddle at the end, like last game of the season. It's like crazy emotions, especially after what just happened. And then as soon as I saw it go to review, I just had a feeling. I was like, they're going to call this back. So, and then they did, and
Oh my God.
then we went to second double OT, and they ended up scoring. And yeah, it was just a. It didn't really feel real. I think like sitting on the bus after the game, heading back to Cardiff, it was like everyone was just kind of sat there, still shell shocked. Like
Well,
it was,
that'd be a lot of emotional swings.
oh yeah, it was wild. It was really really something to yeah. You can't really put a word on it, to be honest.
Well, and it's not like you guys had a bad year. Like you said, you're in the Challenge Cup final, earned your way there. You're in the playoff final, and you won the Continental Cup. Um, Most teams would be very proud of that season, but I guess the Continental Cup is just it's not the UK, but how was that winning that?
Yeah, it was really cool. I think again, it was kind of you go back to that first kind of group that we were in Slovakia, and we ended up losing both our goalies in the three games. So, I mean, again, there was more adversity, on that side of things. But we managed to win the group there, or I think we came second in the group, or we, to advance to the finals, and then being able to host the final was very cool.
Yeah.
And then yeah, winning those couple games on home ice. I think it was the second British team to be able to do that, to win that competition. It was very special. So yeah, no, it was great. It was great, but it was a little different to like winning something. I think like domestically, because we celebrated obviously, but like I think it was
You
that
still
Wednesday.
and you
That
also
Wednesday we had
a huge
a
game.
big, a huge game
Yeah.
in the league, so we kind of had to. You couldn't like
Let your hair down.
really enjoy it, in terms of like enjoy it with one another. It was kind of like a weird, not weird. It was unreal, but it was
It's a different
yeah, a
time of
little
year
little
to win.
strange, a little different for sure. Like being
Yeah.
able to win something, being proud of it, but also then quickly snapping out of that and remembering, okay, we've still got three more championships that we want to win.
Well,
So
it's weird. You see it in every age group in hockey. It's the same thing.
mhm.
My under 13 boys this season went to the first tournament. Um, well, I said they could shave my head if they won the first two games of the round robin, and we did. So then it turned into not just shaving my head. I actually went last, but they shaved each other's heads.
There
And
you go.
if they didn't do a good job, like it wasn't like a fully shaved head, it was whatever they wanted to do to each other. And there was some of the wildest haircuts in hockey. And we rocked through the tournament with the most ridiculous haircuts ever and won it. And then after that high of the first weekend and beating everybody and shaving each other's heads, and I did a really big belly flop, we went back and lost our first two games of the regular season because
Yeah,
you get
yeah.
that high and you knew what it took and how hard you had to try. And
Hmm.
then there's like a lull that next game, and it happens in every age group. It happens in pro. They
Yep.
talk about that
Yeah, it's
Challenge
tough.
Cup we won, and they always blame how hard we partied. It's like, well, we took whatever it did take everything to win that Challenge Cup. In that game, we win 2-1, and then
Hmm.
Sheffield's really pissed off,
Yep. Yep.
and they're going to be ready to play and angry. And we were still thinking we were on cloud nine, and we lost 11-1 in a pro hockey game.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah, to think, you know, you it's more of like a mental thing, I think, rather than a physical.
Yeah.
At that point in the season, like you're pretty dialed into like physically, and you're used to being on the ice every day. You're obviously in good shape, so I think it's definitely more of a mental, you know, challenge to be able to,
Be up for that next game and being a
yeah, win.
pro.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but yeah, it was awesome to win. Very proud of the group and the boys that we were able to do that.
Well, and then you also just won with Team GB and the boys
Yep.
again, back to Group A.
Yeah, yeah. That was really really awesome. It was a different year, I think, in terms of like being in that second, the one A group. Just with like it's a lot earlier, so we didn't really have much time to prep at all. Like, so that what just happened, with the playoffs ended on the Sunday, we played against Ukraine on the Saturday.
Oh,
So yes, or
yeah,
on the
because you guys
Sunday.
had to
Sorry.
you guys after the playoffs, you guys had to get right there.
Yeah, Tuesday we were on the ice again with Great Britain. So and then we left. I think we flew to Romania on the Friday, practiced there on the Saturday, and played our first game on the Sunday. So
And
it was a very quick turnaround. It's kind of. But no, it was awesome. The first three games, we kind of, with that little time to prepare, I think it took a little while for the group to really like, because we had a pretty new set of play, like few, guys that hadn't really experienced, it before, and they dealt with it unbelievably. So it took us a couple games, and then we really hit our stride in the fourth and fifth game and beat two really good teams. So it was,
and didn't you
yeah, it
guys
was
have some
unreal.
overtime wins, shootout wins?
Yeah, we won against Ukraine in a shootout, and then we beat Romania in overtime, Japan in overtime, and then we won the last two in regulation. So that's
Crazy.
another thing with those round robin is like we'd won every game before that last one, but where it's like the 3 point system, you only get 2
2
points for a
points.
win. So it's like we could have still finished like fourth, I think.
I think the 3 point system they use in Europe makes way more sense for hockey than the NHL, where they win a shootout and they get the same amount of points as winning 5-0
Yeah,
in regulation. I think getting 3 points for a regulation win makes sense, and two for overtime makes sense, and getting a point for making overtime makes sense.
yeah. I think there should be like I think it's a good way to do it in terms of like winning in regulation is should be
Better than going to overtime.
better than going to and winning in overtime.
And
I
then
think.
playoffs, you just keep playing until someone wins, and then they win the game.
Yep, absolutely,
Mm.
absolutely. But yeah, no, I think that format is always like pretty exciting, and we definitely felt that when we were there, and yeah, it was good to kind of really come together in those last two games and do what we did. So it was very special.
It would be very special. And I always say that Team Great Britain is a Disney movie. I mean, when I was there, they weren't even in the second group. They were in the third group. They won gold, then they won gold again. And then they're all of a sudden in the A group. And like you look at the pool of players of the actual British players they have to pull from, it is not a very big pool. And
Hmm.
what you guys accomplish, I always say the teams that are tightest and care the most about each other, and are best friends on and off the ice usually win more than the better players. And not saying you guys aren't the better players, but I think your team camaraderie and how much you guys all care about each other on that team GB team is what makes you guys so successful.
Absolutely, I'd agree. I think that's a huge thing, and I think like I always try and stress that to guys
With
I
the
play
Devils.
with is like it's the stuff like away from the ice that maybe really makes a difference in the end. And I think that that is definitely, I think you're right in saying we have that with Great Britain. It's a short format tournament, and a lot of stuff can happen. Bounces can go your way, on the other hand, it can equally go the other way. But at, the foundation of it, if you have like a tight group that want to work hard for each other, then
They'll do more for
you're
each
going to be.
other. They'll put their head in front of that shot to block it. They'll do whatever it takes, you know?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, no, absolutely. It's been fun to be a part of that for the last couple years. So no, it's been awesome.
You know who we haven't brought up, who is also a coach now that will be at the testimonial, is Bryce Reddick. Reds
Yeah,
will be
my
there.
my uh, my roommate for 2 years.
Hmm
Yeah.
It looked like he did a heck of a job coaching his first year, and I chatted with him throughout the season about it. And it looked like they had a hell of a playoff run, and he'll be working his way up the coaching ranks.
Yeah, he's done unreal. I still speak to Reds. Like, I mean, we've stayed really, really close over, the last 3 or 4 years where we haven't played together, which has been awesome. And he's one of those guys that even when I played with him, like, he cares for people. You know, he'll go out of his way to help people, to be kind of like supportive to his teammates and to his friends. And
And that's the
I
type of
think
coach you'd want with a junior coach, right?
yeah, exactly. I think like that's why he's made such a good coach, is because he values that side of things, very highly. And that's a lot of what coaching is how do you make your players feel. And like, I think he's obviously done a great job of that. I know he learned a lot of things from Lordo, because Lordo would work us, and he would you know expect a lot of great things out of us, but at the end of the day, you knew he cared for each and every individual.
Oh yeah, he did, and he put in
And
the extra effort for them too.
yeah, absolutely. And I think that's what I remember speaking to Reds a couple months back, and I said to him, I was like, what kind of things have you taken from playing and being coached by different coaches? And he was like, how Lordo got to know his players and cared for for the player as a person,
Right.
is like one of the biggest things he's taken. So yeah, he's done unreal. I'm really happy to see him do so well. He deserves it.
I totally agree, and I'm a little nervous to play hockey with guys like you that are still playing for Team Great Britain, because I haven't played since the last testimonial.
Well, you're fresh.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're fresh.
Yeah. There's no bumps or bruises.
No, exactly.
I can't wait though. But we have a tight schedule today. How much longer do you got?
Um, I could probably get another 5, 10 minutes in. I
Oh,
wanna, I wanna, I wanna tell the people what's going on
please do.
for the weekend.
Oh dear. Do you know?
Well,
I was
I
just
had a
showing up
little,
on a plane and I was
I
going to
had a
see
little
what
chat.
happens.
I had a little chat with Joey earlier. I let him know I was coming on. Let him know I was coming on the pod. And I said, what can I say? What can't I say? Because I want to plug it for him.
Absolutely. That's why we're here. And so I
Yep,
can see you before I see you.
absolutely. And yeah, so there's going to be a dinner on Friday night, I think, in the town centre. That's I don't know if tickets are out yet, or
I think they are.
yeah. So again, if you haven't got your ticket for that,
And
need to
I would say the guys' last testimonial, I know you had family to attend to and you didn't show up
mhm,
till the Sunday. I'm not going to point fingers. That's fine. People have to
yeah.
make decisions. But the last dinner with the draft on the Friday night to see what team wants to win and draft me. That's cool. I'm 2-0 in testimonials so far, just so everybody knows if they're drafting. But the guys had a full day in Cardiff Bay. We don't see each other that often. Um, I think we've learned from our mistakes.
Did you not make it to the dinner?
No, we were there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Someone didn't make it to Batchy's dinner, I think.
it wasn't me. I'm always there participating. Lots of fun photos with the fans, though, if people want to be there,
Yeah,
the boys will be there.
absolutely. Yeah. So all the boys will be at the dinner. I think there'll be some good chances to get your hands on some merch and different stuff like that. Some good raffles, and I'm sure we'll get all the boys up on stage at some point to a little Q&A, some story time and stuff like that.
Right. It'll be
So
just like doing this.
yeah, exactly. So no,
And
if you haven't got
I've
your
seen
tickets
the
for that,
merch. I've seen the merch. He's got a sweet logo that was
yeah.
also made by, I believe it was made by my poster maker guy,
Mm-hmm.
who has helped me out for years now,
Yep.
free of charge. Lee Freeman, thank you so much for all the posters you've made. But his logo is sweet, and I just hope he doesn't sell out of all the merch before I get there, because I'm going to need some Joey Martin swag.
Yeah, absolutely. You need to get
Everybody
that.
does, right?
Absolutely. Yep. I think that's one thing Joe's done so well. I think the merch has been very high quality, and I think the logo's awesome. The design's really cool. So yeah, you're definitely not. You're dressed like one of the cool kids if you're wearing his merch.
And I always say hockey isn't about just playing the game. This weekend's a lot more than just playing the game on the Saturday, but everybody should be there to see the roster of dandies that are coming. But the Friday night is just as much a part of hockey as the Saturday game.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, I think it'll be just fun to get all those boys back together. There's no other way to even explain it. Just
Where's your
I can't
excitement
wait to hear
bar? My bar is
Dicko's
all the way to the
laugh.
top for excitement.
Yeah, that's it. But yeah, that's another thing that's so nice to hear is that everyone I've spoke to that's coming over is just like so excited.
Giddy, I think the word is.
Yeah, giddy is a great word for it. I think, and that's a testament to Joe as well. Like at the end of the day, like we're celebrating Marty and the great, career as a devil that he's had. So,
Well,
um,
how many kids and like even adults, I see how many hockey teams there are now in Cardiff. There's so much more rec hockey going on in Cardiff, Wales than there used to be. And like
yeah,
how many people started hockey because of Joey Martin and watching him play and win and the Devils? And how many kids are wearing 88? Like the guy's really left his mark on Cardiff, Wales, hasn't he?
yes, absolutely, absolutely. I think, yeah, I'm that. A lot of the group of boys that are coming back that aren't, no longer in Cardiff are, they're all to thank for that. I think in terms of growing the sport in Cardiff and in Wales and what they were able to do, and I was able to be, a part of that for the last couple of years. That that kind of group of players was still here. Um, I think it's a really special thing. So um, and to get them all back together to celebrate Joey's 10 years as a Devil is pretty unreal. So
Well,
yeah, very exciting.
and those players you talk about and the guys I've had on the pod, it's like all those guys on that list he's brought back. Like we talk about growing the game in Cardiff, every single one of those guys has time for the fans, has time to shoot the shit, has time to take pictures, sign whatever they want.
Yep,
And I think that's a big part of the culture of hockey in Cardiff.
for sure. For sure. I think that's one thing they've always stressed to us is and one thing that we always try and buy into is the fan engagement. And these people pay their hard-earned money to come and watch us play and to support us at home and on the road, and it's not gonna miss here, that's for sure. Like we really appreciate all the fans that come out, and I know Joey appreciates everyone that has bought things and is going to buy things next week and contribute to the testimonial. And yeah, it's just such an awesome thing that the players and the fans are close, and we can engage with them on that level too. So it's yeah, it's a pretty special thing.
Well, and like we talked about Todd, and he gets it. He knows what he wants. And I still remember when I went over for Wally Night, how excited I was to be there, see everybody, my former teammates, then also meet the new guys. But then
Yep.
that game ended. You guys won 3-0. I had a great time. But then there was one or two guys that I didn't know. I saw them leave the locker room like pretty quick after the game ended, like
Mm-hmm.
too quick, in my opinion. And I would notice that as a coach who's sticking
Yep.
around, being part of the team, being part of the boys. And I'm not going to name names, but those guys are not on the roster this weekend.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I
they didn't
think
come
like
back the next year.
yeah. I mean, it's the best thing, about hockey. I think is like apart, aside from competing and playing the game that we all love, like the ability to just hang out in the locker room and
With like-minded people.
with like-minded people, generally what you find with hockey players, no matter what age they are, we all pretty much have the same maturity level, which is
It
pretty
doesn't change
immature.
apparently now that I talk around.
Yeah. So I think you know, inside those locker room doors, we're all just kids that want to goof around and have fun and enjoy each other's company. So yeah, and every one of the guys that are coming back are that character. So it's gonna be a hell of a group we've got for the weekend.
It really is. And I missed group chats in hockey for a few years after I was out of the game. And doing this, I'm a part of a lot of group chats again.
Yep.
They're fun every time. And then when Joey fired up the group chat for this upcoming weekend, I'm like, oh boy,
Oh no.
it's gonna
Yeah.
be some funny stuff probably on there throughout the weekend.
I hope so. There should be.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, no, I can't wait to be back and see everybody. And very appreciative that Joey invited me back. Means the world. I can't wait, you know.
Absolutely. No, it'll be awesome, Wally.
Oh, I believe they say game on.
Game on.
Okay, well, I will see you next Thursday.
Yes.
Okay.
Can't
Don't
wait. All
keep
right, Brent.
keep your plans open.
Yes, I will. Oh, trust me, I'm free as a bird. I've made sure.
Attaboy,
I've
learn
told
from
the
your
other half.
mistakes, like
Yeah.
last testimonial.
Yes, absolutely.
And this has been another episode of Two Ales and Hockey Tales with Dougie and Wally.